Hi peeps, welcome back to my channel. Another video today. We are going to talk about, what was I going to say? Focus, and how to keep your focus in this trying time. If that sounds like something that interests you, stick around. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do. And hit the ringer bell so you get notified when I have new videos out. And we will get started here in a moment. So it's been a rough time for a lot of people. The past few months have just been probably the strangest ones in most of our lives. Most of us who are under, say, 70. Hello, Apple. And it's easy to get distracted. It's very easy to get distracted. Which was a problem I have been having. So I decided I would make a video about ways I use to keep me focused and get my work done and not feel like I am just spiraling. First, I think I'll just chat for a few minutes. One, it appears that I have made it over 1,000 subscribers, and I am excited. Thank you for supporting me, for listening to my videos. I look forward to the day when I can open up a community here, if that ever comes. But right now, I am just really happy that I've passed this 1,000 subscriber mark. Second, you can tell I went red again. Back to red, mermaid hair's all gone. It was fun, but it was expensive to keep up, and it was difficult to keep up. This, if we go into shutdown again, I can do the roots myself. I can refresh the red easily enough. And it's my go-to color when I'm in between experiments, so to speak, on my hair, because I've been just about every color in the book except for green. I've been blue, I've been red, I've been blondish, I've had black hair, I've had black blue hair, I've had all shades of red. But this is the one I keep coming back to, which is a mahogany, or well, actually it's not mahogany, it's burgundy maroon sort of color, and I love it. So yeah, back on the red side of things again. Hello, Mr. Apple. Mr. Apple is sitting back there next to my golden piggy bank. I use that in magic for prosperity, and it's a very cute piggy. Here, I'll show you. So I've decided to name her Priscilla. I don't know why, she looks like a Priscilla to me. And she's got some of the characters for prosperity, and what looks like I Ching coins to me on the top, although I'm not sure. But I really like her, and I bought her because A, gold is the color of prosperity, and the pig in Chinese astrology is a very friendly personality and very nurturing, and that feels like it's something we all need now. And it was like, I need a golden piggy. So focus. Focus, focus, focus. As I said, the past few months have been very difficult. When I was writing Witching Moon, which was during the beginnings of the pandemic, it was so hard to get through that. I stumbled through. I was late turning it into my editor. It was difficult. And it wasn't because of the book. I loved writing the book, and I loved the characters. It was just everything felt alien to me, and disjointed and chaotic. And it was, and it still is. But I realized coming into the second or third quarter, we're in the third quarter of the year, I needed to get my focus back. I needed to be able to do my work without interruption, or at least with as minimal interruptions as I could. So I sat down and I was like, I talked to my writing/life coach about ways in order to do that, and then I thought of other ways, and then I sort of have come up with a list, and hopefully they'll help you too. So, one is I sat down and revamped my entire calendar. You'll notice in the back there, my Kanban board, I got it redone. I got it updated because it was still from quarter 1. I didn't even touch it in quarter 2 because everything just went to hell. But the Kanban board is updated. So is my schedule for the year. And that is one thing that helps me focus. So 2, I realized I was going to have to disconnect from the news stations and social media while I worked. I would get on the computer and I would immediately head to Twitter, head to Facebook, see what the latest news on the virus was, head to the local paper, see what they were saying, local paper. And it was eating at me because then I would obsess about what was happening. So I decided I can't go to any of those places before I get my work done for the day. And I have a little program. It's called Antisocial. It's made by the people who make Freedom software, which is it's a newer, updated antisocial type program. What it does is it will block websites. It will block your computer from going to those websites if you are someone with poor impulse control, like me, at least in that case. So before I do anything in the morning, before I even get into my morning routine, I bring up my antisocial program and I block off Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. I need YouTube sometimes for research, and while I can get lost there, it's not as damning for me because I don't tend to watch the nerve-wracking shows about the virus, etc. So one is get yourself disconnected. Disconnect, at least from the sites that are your problem sites. Now, another thing that I have done, number 2, and this was not my idea, but a woman in a group of authors that I'm in has started doing joint sprints in the morning. And so we all Zoom in. You know, they're about anywhere from 4 to 10, I'd say 8 of us that do this. And we Zoom in at 10 a.m. We chat for a couple minutes about our goals, and then we do a half-hour writing, and then we reconnect and discuss what we've done, and then we do another half-hour writing, and we do that for 2 hours a day. And that's enough to get me focused so I can get my work done. And it helps because it's a mutual support thing. So if you are an artist of any sort, or if you have work that needs to be done in a timely fashion, but you're having trouble doing it, you might want to consider doing something like that, doing a joint mutual accountability check-in. So the third thing that I do is I schedule my breaks now. I can have a break after I write for half an hour. I can have a break after I reach XX words. But I don't allow myself to do things that will pull me out of the work for a long period of time. Like I wouldn't start watching a movie because I would be tempted to just sit and watch the movie. I may watch 15 minutes of a sitcom or something that I've seen before, so I don't feel like, but I need to see what happens next. I know what happens next. I just happen to enjoy that particular episode. So schedule your breaks and try to stick to them and set yourself a timer. Timers are golden, and I use a timer on my computer. It's called Cool Timer, and it's a free software download that you can do. You can pay for it too, so you can have more than one app open, which I do sometimes because if I've got something cooking, I need to know when it comes out of the oven. So I'll set one timer for that, and I'll set another timer for my writing. So schedule your breaks. Tangle a carrot, and that goes along with the scheduling your breaks. When I finish all my work for the day, I get to go play Stardew Valley, which is something I've been doing lately, and I've been having fun with it. And boy, it's a lot of work, but I actually enjoy it. And it's sort of relaxing. It's not tense. Right now, the last thing I need are things that cause tension. Because I'm trying to keep the reactions at bay, too. For me, certain shows may cause tension and others that don't in me, but you have to find what works for you. So I will dangle a carrot. I can do XXX once I finish this, XXX. And I'm trying to be very good about sticking to promises to myself. I keep reminding myself, if I make a promise to somebody else, I usually carry through unless something prevents it. If I make a promise to myself, a lot of times I don't. And that's not respecting me. So respect yourself enough to keep your promises. This is something I haven't done yet, but I'm probably going to, is writing a letter about everything that's bothering me. Now, I had a very difficult conversation with someone this past week, and it threw me into a reaction. It was so stress-producing. And it left me with difficult choices to make, and it left me with wondering if I really knew that person. So it was very hard, and I think what I'm going to do is sit down and write a letter to get out those feelings. Now, nobody will ever see this letter. I may burn it in ritual, or I may just throw it in the garbage or delete it, not even print it out. But I need to get the things that are bothering me from the inside to the outside. And for me, that's best through words. Now, other people may have other ways of doing it. You may want to go out and talk to the nearest tree. Sitting down beneath a beautiful tree and just sitting there and talking to it can help. I know that sounds a little crazy, but I talk to a lot of things, including the cats, including the trees, including the house. Sometimes I'll talk to my house. It's like a lot of times it's just, I love you, house. Thank you very much for being a good house. Thank you for, showing up when we needed you, and we'll try to take good care of you. But find something to talk to that's not going to be judgmental, that's not going to care what you say, but that will just sit there and listen. And, if it's a tree, it's a tree. If it's a stuffed animal, if it's your cat, if it's not the same, I hope. But whatever it is, talk your problems out. Sometimes, talk to a friend if you know that they're going to be very helpful and not judge you for what you're saying, because that can help too. Even just having a friend to vent to and telling them, I don't want advice, I just need to get this out to someone who's not involved. And that's an important distinction to make when you are talking to people. Because otherwise a lot of people, myself included, feel like, oh, well, she needs advice, what can I tell her, when sometimes all we really want is someone to listen. Another thing that I use, meditate first thing in the morning, even for 10 minutes. And by meditation, it can be everything from sitting there in a cross-legged yoga position, the lotus position, with using the word Om. It can be like I do, sitting in front of my computer screen, staring at running water while I pet a cat, and not letting myself think, just letting myself drift. Meditation can be found through painting a picture. It can be found through coloring in a coloring book. It can be found through strumming on a guitar or playing some sort of music. Whatever works for you to just let your mind drift, that is good enough meditation for what I'm talking about. Do that for 10 to 15 minutes. And you're probably going to find it helps you center yourself to get the rest of the day going. I do that as part of my morning routine. I have a morning routine. I get up, I turn on the antisocial program once I get to my computer. I meditate for 15 minutes. I draw a daily tarot card. And I look at my work to-do list that I prepared the night before. And that leads into my next hint is prepare the night before for the next day. Very valuable. I have taken to sitting down, and I'll open my workbook, my work planner, look at what I planned out for the next day, write it down on my to-do list, write everything down that I can think of that I need to do the next day. Now I keep a second to-do list of things for when I get to it, things that need to be done but aren't absolutely have to at this moment. And if I don't have too many things listed on my day for the next day, I may put one of those on there. If it's a full day, I don't even try to add another thing. But prepare, write it down, have it at your desk. I clean my desk before I finish up for the day. And that also helps. Sitting down at a clean desk in the morning clears my head. Now, it may not work for everybody, but for me, clutter really throws me into a tailspin. So cleaning my desk before I finish for the day helps a lot. So those are some tips to help you regain your focus during this time. If you're a writer or an artist of any sort, the creative process needs so much attention and it needs so much nurturing that something as massive as this pandemic and all the accompanying disruptions can throw your process out of kilter. And that's what I've been trying to do, is to find my process again. And I feel like I have, and it makes me happy. I'm hoping it will keep up. I am doing my best to make sure it does, because I like feeling like I'm on top of things, like I at least have things under some semblance of control. And let's face it, right now, our schedules are one of the only things we can control. We can't control when we get to go out and buy groceries, per se, at a store that may be closed off and on. We can't predict when we can go celebrate a birthday or anything like that. So I look for the things in your life that you do have some control over and nurture those, because they will help you keep centered and grounded. And that's what we need right now. So I hope those tips helped you. Let me know if they did. Let's see, what else? Oh, I saw Hamilton. I fell in love with Hamilton. I'm obsessed with Hamilton. I bought the musical cast album to Hamilton, and all I can say is, wow, it blew me away. I didn't expect it to be honest. I'd heard so many people raving, but I was just like, American history? I don't care. I'm not that interested in American history. Just bluntly put. Came out of it going, wow, that was brilliant. So, highly recommend it. Disney Channel, Disney Plus has it. So worth the price of the station per month. So, yeah, there's one very high point to my week. And other than that, see you next week. I won't be reading a short story for the coming next couple weeks, but I may after that again. I'm glad that some of you really seem to enjoy the one I read for you the past couple weeks. See you on the blog. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That really helps. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.